Hello there, fellow model makers, and welcome to the fourth part of my Academy 148 scale MiG-21 base build. Last time we painted the exhaust, and now we can complete the remaining build and get on with painting the kit. But before that, as always, please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed the series. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to stay informed about future uploads by clicking the bell icon. Right, let's get on with it. Once the paint on the exhaust and the green panels had dried, I masked them off. I used some wet tissue to mask off the landing gear bays. Now I clean the surface with cotton bud and paper towels moistened with alcohol once again. I next glued in place the weapon pylons and some other parts, as these will be the same color as the aircraft. I was initially thinking of using a brass pitot tube. To install this, I cut the base from the plastic tube and then drilled a hole for the new metal tube. This unfortunately damaged the base. I used some putty to repair the damaged base. After all this work, in the end, I did not use the metal pitot tube and instead reattached the plastic one. In order to make this MF into an Indian Air Force base, I needed to add a couple of bladed antennas. I first used some plastic sheet to make the base. To do this, I doubled the plastic sheet and then cut a small base shape. I sanded down the base till I felt it looked right. The base was now glued in place. Next, I cut the general shape of the antenna from the plastic and fine-tuned it. This was then glued to the base. Now, I did not measure out the exact dimensions of either the base or the antenna. Instead, I just estimated the size. Yes, I am a lazy bum. Anyway, here is the final product. One large and one small antenna. I now glued in place the cockpit parts that I had painted earlier. And now to mask the canopy parts. If you remember, I had got these pre-cut Edward masks for this kit. And I must say, this is a brilliant product. In a nutshell, there are actually two masking sets. First is the one I am applying right now. Once this set is applied and the canopy masked, I will apply the cockpit interior paint. And then an orange-yellow mix for the rubber seal. I will then remove this masking set and apply the second set, which is just a tad bigger than this one. That will ensure that I get a wafer-thin rubber seal around the cockpit frame. I guess it will become more clear once we move on. So right now, having masked the canopy, I apply some masking fluid. I now masked off the interior of the main canopy. I may keep the canopy open, and should that be the case, the inside will show. So I decided to mask the inside as well and paint it. This part of masking I had to do on my own since it was not a part of the Edward masking set. With the masking completed, I sprayed Mr. Color 307 Grey for the cockpit interior. Once the cockpit grey was dry, I used this AK Interactive light rust to paint the rubber seal. Somehow I did not like the final result, so I applied Vallejo's yellow ochre, which I thought would look better. Once the yellow ochre paint had dried, I removed the masks. Now I applied the new masks, which are a little bigger than the first set. This will give us a clean, nice canopy rubber seal. For the main canopy, I did not remove the old masks and just added the new ones on top. The front canopy is now glued in place. There is a hairline gap here, so I fill it up with some putty and sand it down to a smooth finish. After hours of work, the kit was finally ready to be painted. And here I committed the most serious mistake of the entire build. I decided to use this MIG silver grey paint. Now I have used MIG paints before and for some reason they just don't agree with me. Particularly, they give a very bad finish. This time I got the recommended thinner for the paint and thought that perhaps this would result in a better finish. Well, I was wrong. Just half a misty coat in, I realized what a huge mistake I had made. I stopped and let the paint dry. Disappointed, I initially decided to bin the project. But then I thought, let me see if I can recover from here. So I made a grey mix using Mr. Color paints, starting with grey and intermediate blue. The grey and the intermediate blue did not give satisfactory results, so I added some light blue to the mix. I liked this color and sprayed it. As you can see, the surface of the aircraft has been ruined by the previous paint. I was hoping that the next few layers would help level things off. Well, it helped a little, but not much. Also, this grey is too blue, so the mixture was readjusted and more grey was added. Now for the second layer. Once again, hoping that the finish improves. Well, the color looked much better, but the finish was still very rough. The fuselage seemed okay, probably because I did not spray too much MIG paint on it, but the wings were in a really bad state. So, once the paint had dried, as a last ditch effort, I took a 1000 grit sanding sponge and sanded down the areas where the finish was rough. Now for the third coat of paint. The sanding seems to have done the trick, and the kit definitely looked more presentable than previously. Happy with the result, I painted the entire kit and the canopy with the grey mix. In the end, I think this was 10 part Mr. Colour 307 grey, 3 parts Mr. Colour 72 intermediate blue, and 1 part Mr. Colour 323 light blue. Thinned down 50-50 with Mr. Colour thinner. With the grey mix dry, I started masking off the kit for the white and red checks. Let's not forget the nose, which has the check pattern as well. For the white paint, I used Tamiya X2. White is a little dicey paint when it comes to application, so I was very careful and applied 3 very light misty layers. Once the white paint was dry, it was time for masking. I used this masking tape for curves to mask the nose area. I am using a tape roughly the width that I want. If you don't have a tape of the required width, you can simply measure and cut off from a bigger tape. Also, while I am using the tape for curves, I think a normal tape would have worked just as well. Making the checkered pattern for the fuselage was a bit of a challenge. I started by identifying a tape that I thought was of the correct width. I measured the width and it came to 8 mm. I marked off 8 mm with a pencil and then cut squares. If you look at the pictures of this aircraft, you will find that the squares were of varying sizes, probably because they were hand painted in some haste. But to keep things simple and to preserve my sanity, I just used squares. At some point, I ditched the pencil for the more convenient red marker to measure and mark the tape, hence the red dots on all the squares. At some places, around uneven features like this scoop, I had to improvise a little, sometimes using masking fluid. With the masking done, I used Vallejo's Model Air Red. Now to my favorite part, removing the masking. I was very happy with the way things turned out. There were some places where the paint had leaked, but it was not much. I simply went in with a paintbrush and cleaned it up. Finally, the entire kit was given a coat of Tamiya X22 Clear. Well, that about wraps it up for this edition of the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to press the bell icon to stay informed about future uploads. Till next time, stay safe, good luck, and happy model making.